Well, welcome to the video everyone. We're at the beautiful Interlagos circuit for a 30-minute sprint race. This is fixed setup, no open setups here. I'm running everything stock standard, so no changes to TC or brake bias. For me, this is 8 AM Wednesday morning, so this is the first race, or my first race of the new week's dailies. I think it might be the first race for quite a few here because there is a lot of mistakes made, lots of carnage, but it's one of those races where everything seems to go my way. Now I hope you enjoy the race, sit back and enjoy, and let's see what happens.
Green flag.
Green, green, green.
Flag.
Right side. Still there. Still there.
Yellow flag, caution.
Still there. Clear right.
We think Hoffman, Camargo and Eddie have spun out.
On your right. Clear right.
Sector 1.
Clear right. Right side. Clear right. On your right.
Well, plenty
Clear
of carnage
right.
there, as I said, so let's see what happens in the replay. P3 takes out P1, P4 takes out P2 at turn 1. And then P3 makes a pretty wild re-entry. Doesn't give any space to the guy there on the inside, and he gets taken out. Here's another replay of Vicari, who was P5 at the start, and he's the real winner there because he comes out of that in P1. Now we're on board with P4. As we can see here, he takes out P3, missed his braking markers or didn't brake early enough. And now we're on board with P2. As you can see, he gets taken out. Now his tyres would probably be absolutely ruined, I'd say. Now we're on board with Bardia, P3, takes out P1. And this is a pretty interesting re-entry. And the guy on the inside spins out. It's not a good outcome. Was able to get through that carnage okay, but then yeah, so not good for him. And finally Maith, who gets taken out, gets hit twice, and another tap for good measure. But he makes a pretty remarkable recovery, does Maith, or Math.
Right side.
Forgive me for pronouncing your
Clear
name
right.
wrong. We're now back to the live action. So I've come from, I think, 17th to P5 in the space
Tiny
of a
bit
couple
of
of
damage,
corners.
just ignore it.
So interesting start.
Well done, Mons. Good start.
Now keep your eye on P4 ahead, Bardia, as he makes contact with P3. Let's get on board with Bardia just to see what leads up to that. See, Bardia gets a much better exit out of this corner and is carrying way more speed, but runs straight into the back of Dracon and loses it, and race over for Bardia. Now let's get back on board. As we can see
On your
here,
left.
there,
Yellow flag,
Dracon
sector.
was
Clear left.
able to hold it and keep it together,
Bardi has just retired.
but doesn't get a great exit out of that
Car
corner.
right.
And I'm able to make up a fair
Hold
bit
your
of
line.
ground.
Hold your line.
Incident in Sector 3. Sector 3 is yellow.
Hold your line.
We think Alfonso has spun off.
Well, let's look at the replay and see what happens to Alfonso. The car in front spins coming out of the final corner, and now we can see that Alfonso has lost his rear wing. It's a different view. And because he's lost his rear wing, poor bugger spins out and pretty much race over for Alfonso. Now we'll have a third person view. You can see Maith in front, spins across him, and not a good outcome for him, which is not good. And now we get to see his spin. Poor mongrel.
Still
Let's
there.
get back to the live action.
Green flag,
And
sector
now,
two.
can I make the
Clear right.
overtake?
P4.
Right side. Clear
Yeah,
right.
looks like he braked early and gave up the position. So well played. Still 28 minutes to go. Don't want to be crashing and bashing this early, if you can help it.
You're reeling. P2 in. The gap is now 1.2. The leader has just done a 126.5. Okay, Mons, just keep hitting your marks. This is looking good. P3. You're reeling. P2 in. The gap's now 0.3.
Well, I've been able to make up a fair bit of time on P2. I'm hoping to get a really good exit out of this corner and see if I can try and catch him with a bit of slipstream and I'll make an overtake going into turn 1. That's the plan anyway. Let's see how we go.
Fastest lap for Vickery.
Well, let's mix it up a bit and get on board with Castano. As you can see, I'm on the inside. He seems to brake around the 50. I may have braked a little bit later, but I was able to get in front and make a clean overtake, so pretty happy about that. And Castano certainly didn't fight that overtake. As we see a bit later on, Castano does defend when he needs to. Very fair, very clean racer. Now let's get back to the normal view from my cockpit. This is the live action.
Sector 2 is now yellow. Green flag in Sector 2. It looks like Klassen has gone off.
Let's see what happened to Clausen. Yeah, got a bit untidy there and lost the rear end.
The gap to P3
I think we've all
behind
done
is
that
increasing.
there
It's
at
now
some stage.
1.7.
It is a pretty tricky track at times, Interlagos, but it's still a really fun track. But we're back to the live action.
New fastest lap for Vickery, 125.4. P2. Okay, Mons, you're reeling P1 in. The gap is 3.5. That lap time was 124.9.
Well, we're managing to pull away from Castano behind and closing the gap to P1. Still got 22 minutes to be able to catch him, so hopefully there's enough time to do that.
Yellow flag sector 2. We think that Brian has crashed. Sector 2 is now green.
Now let's see what happens to Brian. The left-hander ahead. Brakes very late and very narrow. Locks up and nearly hits the car in front. Pretty ambitious move from that far back. Now let's get back to the live action. Now Silver in P5 had a hell of a race. Now let's jump on board with him to see as he approaches an overtake on EM in front in P4. Goes to the inside. The car in front runs deep, so gets a very bad exit and another bad exit out of this corner. So Silver has the speed. EM pulls to the inside. That means he's going to have a lot less speed leaving the exit. Silver gets the great exit. And by the next corner gets the overtake. Now we're on board with EM. And brakes late and nearly goes into the back. So well done for him for not hitting him. And Silver gets the overtake done. Let's get back to the live action.
Keep it up, we're looking good here. That's 20 minutes to go.
Now let's get on board with Silver as we go down the straight to the left-hander. Castano's in front. Castano keeps him really narrow, which is good defending. And then we come into the left-hander. Silver brakes nice and early. Castano gets a good exit. Unfortunately, EM doesn't. Let's get on board with EM. So he brakes it nice, but he just runs a little wide and gets on the power while he's on the curb. And spins out. No contact was made from behind. That was all self-inflicted.
Yellow
Let's
flag.
get back to the live action.
It looks like Eddie has binned it. Green flag sector 2. Slower class car ahead.
Car left. Clear left.
That lap time was 125.0.
Well, the race is going well for
Time's
me.
pretty
I've been able
consistent.
to catch right up to Vicari, who's run deep into turn 1, gets a terrible exit. And now I'm right up behind him now.
The gap.
Now let's get on board with Silver as he looks to overtake Castano. Castano stays to the inside, brakes nice and early, gives him plenty of space. And Silver's able to make the overtake. Good racing between the two of them. Now let's get back to the live action. Now I'm right up behind Vicari. Vicari is defending on the inside, which likely means you'll get a terrible exit, which he does. And I'm able to scoot by into P1, so happy days for me. Well played by Vicari. Missed that apex. Reasonably close to that one. Now let's get back to the normal cockpit view. As we said at the start, this is my first race of the new dailies, and probably the first race for many in this lobby, so we're all making mistakes. Very hard to make consistent laps when you haven't put the time in. But it's a great race, great circuit. LMP2 is the best car in this game, in my opinion.
The gap to P2 behind is increasing. It's now 0.8. You're now in the lead. Your lap time was at 125.5.
Well, let's just fall forward in the race a few minutes because not much was happening.
Yellow flag. We can see Vicari has binned it. Green flag in sector 2.
Well, let's look at the replay to see what happens to Vicari. This is third person view. Yeah, I think he locked up the rears, and as soon as you do that, the rear end will just come right around. So, unfortunately for him. And I'd say he's probably got a bit of tyre damage as well. And he's lost his position to Silver and Maith. Let's get back to the live action. Let's get on board with Vicari as he has a really good battle with Maith ahead. Maith gets really untidy through turn 1, turn 2. So Vicari gets a really good run. And he's able to get in front of Maith. Going into the left-hander. He sort of slightly defends. But he gets a really good exit, I think. And Maith is right behind. Defending going into this corner. Now we're on board with Maith. And these two have a great battle. Keep it nice and clean. As we can see, Vicari ahead gets really untidy coming out of that corner. Loses a lot of speed. Let's see if they both are hoping for good exits, I would imagine, as you always do. And I think both do get a good exit. Don't always think you get a lot of slipstream in the LMP2s. Certainly not making up any ground on Vicari in front. Now we've got a LMP3 just ahead of Vicari who gets slightly involved. He did nothing wrong though. I think Maith lifted there because he was right up behind the LMP3, which means Vicari gets a little bit more overspeed. looks like Nath got the overtake made. Now let's get on board with Vickery. As I said, really good battle. Let's get back to the live action.
Okay, Mons, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. That last lap was a 125.2. Good consistency. Keep them coming. Yellow flag in sector 2. We think Brian has spun off.
Well, let's see what happens to Brian. Yeah, locks up the rears and the rear just comes right around. Happens a lot there.
Incident in sector 1, yellow flag. It looks like Mays has been dead. Green flag in sector 2. Brian has retired. Yellow flag sector 2. We think that Dennis, Rinaldi and Hoffman have binned it. Green flag sector 2.
Let's see what happens to Hoffman. And he just loses the rear end. He's probably got tyre damage. You can really tell here that he's really babying the tyres. And he spins out again. Let's get on board with Vicari. Yeah, I think one of his rear tyres was on the grass. Probably didn't help. And now Hoffman, yeah, you know your tyres are gone when that happens. And so that's bad luck for him, unfortunately. His race is likely over. Let's get back to the live action.
The gap to Silver behind is increasing. It's now 8.8. Yellow flag sector 1. We think Hoffman has gone off. Sector 1 is green.
Well, we'll just fall forward a few minutes in the race. There's not much has happened.
That lap time was 125.3.
Well, we're now on the last lap of the race. Thanks everyone for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Just like to congratulate all the other racers in this race. There's some really good, hard, clean driving. Silva, Maith, Castano and Vicari. Didn't really get to see much of Pina, but I've raced him many times. A good, consistent, clean, fast racer. Really enjoyed this race. Lots of carnage, lots of mistakes, lots of braking errors, but really good fun. So as I said, if you did like the video, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. We'll come back after we finish the race and say our final cheerios.
You won. Fantastic drive.
Well, let's have a quick look at the results. As we can see there, gained a bit of driver rank and safety rank. And Silver got the fastest lap of the race. Congratulations to him. But thanks everyone for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you in the next one. Ciao for now.